St. Patrick Temporary Primary School in Wakunai District, Central Bougainville, is a victim of climate change. Efforts by the communities to address this issue and relocate the school to higher grounds was recognized by the National Airports Corporation following the request during the Arupa Airport reopening on December 2014. The National Airports Corporation masters in airport management as its primary role. As part of its community service obligation, NAC accepted the request and created a way forward for this project. Chief Operating Officer Sylvester Kennedy says NAC discovered that this was a humanitarian need of urgency. Therefore, it had to take on board this project to support the school's relocation exercise.
People are driving all the road and people are dropping to school. And at that time people are driving long road, and what I walk come inside the school, it was about 400 millimeters, no leg long reply. People are losing car on top, and then we had to walk with our pants pulled up. So from there, people are realizing, yes, that's a problem, and they need help. So NAC is decided. The executive people decide also, okay, we have to take that project. I think it's a good one. It will help the people. Now, there is a connection between this project and the Arupa project. The way people have been, or the team and all the contractors and everybody who took part in that project, good lesson through people have been learning long and how it was approached. People are involved in all the communities, all the stakeholders, and we had somebody liaising with the landowners and addressing those issues with them. Now, we are experts in building airports and constructing infrastructure. But when you talk about people, they are very complicated thing to manage.
Using the bottom-up approach, internal and external committees were formed. A relocation project committee on location and the St. Patrick Temporary Primary School project steering committee.
So that this committee only long work hard through, long making all the groundwork long here in come up. Long enough him yukla or long enough him all the requirements where yukla by asking long come up him.
The steering committee comprises of stakeholders from the National Airports Corporation, Office of Climate Change and Development, EMTV, Temporary Community, Autonomous Bougainville Government, Bougainville Education Department, and the Catholic Diocese of Bougainville. The St. Patrick Temporary Primary School Project Steering Committee recently visited the school to check water levels, but on their arrival were amused of the surprised reception of the locals. Locals acknowledge this great partnership that will bring many benefits in the future.
You community, you look at something come up, now you have to take him ownership, now you like to stretch him up. This time people look at him come up with this time. Situations so people talk thank you Lord NAC na this la community la here where you plan come up on this land na you play it like straight team sit down blow you plan a straight team with school by staff no future blow putting in la here so big plus something people like talking community ownership on my staff then this la way to solve you may want to something about work good.
As you can see, compared to a last visit on August this year, water has already reached this height, killing grasses in this area. Scientists from the Office of Climate Change and Development collected data from seawater that predicts 5 to 10 years' time, this land where the school is located will completely sink. fundraising drive launched in Arawa aims to raise funds for St. Patrick Temporary Primary School's relocation exercise. The St. Patrick Temporary Primary School Project Steering Committee will raise funds with the aim of making this a model school for climate change in the world.
The fundraising drive will continue, and people are using media, people are using or context outside, long time, long promoting this project, na raising money. So from that perspective, we are confident that we can raise the money to help the school.
The approach taken has paved way for greater partnership in future.
Yupla look sa lo problem na yupla ye take initiative lo approach him NAC na mipla acknowledge NAC yourself. Even though I'm something where start lo mandate lo all through I'm all time lo build the airport. All kisim na all come na all talk mipla ba work on the community na mipla come up in this la. And then what will make him further lo approach him mipla na ogata identify mo narapla stakeholders and good ka something because now mipla ogata can work with one them. Now this la project by mipla filios by successful because NACM got this la capacity or got engineering team all can provide him design, even construction, this la kind of time you will relocate in school.
Bougainville has one of the first lots of climate change refugees in the world, and this project is timely to help the future leaders of Bougainville.
At this time, we are thinking about starting the project from mid next year, and the completion at this time we are looking at about end of the year next year or towards the second phase of the following year.
This experience is going to help us to think ahead of what we must prepare for. Long make sure that all pikinini only no can suffer lo or ignorance where me play by kat tete.
Namiyamas that lo efforts all line lukim crime lo mipla lo teperoi National Airport Corporation one time climate change olikam lo halibi mipla long lisa issue now affecting mipla.
Appeals have been made to corporate organizations to show support in fundraising campaigns that will be undertaken to drive this project.
The crisis has torn apart families. Many were unable to give a decent burial to their loved ones because they do not know where remains may be found, whether buried on land or was lost at sea. Relatives of those who went missing continue to suffer and are in darkness and still waiting.
But only no working lost. We like to only working big plus something long Highland, long saving life, long all of people, long Highland. God by blessing me one time.
On September 2014, the Autonomous Bougainville government adopted an official policy on missing persons, considering this to be exclusively humanitarian issues. Leading up to this, the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, has discussed with the ABG how families of missing persons are still struggling and how it could possibly be addressed.
important to provide a voice for them. So the organizations of families of missing persons are the voice, and we try to support these organizations and support the families themselves. Firstly, to understand what are their needs, and then to see how we can contribute to answering these needs. And of course the ICRC is not able to provide for all of these needs. There are many complex long-term needs of families, but we hope to be a positive factor and be able to contribute to that. Another part of our work is to take the needs and understanding of the families to the different authorities and stakeholders, and to share that and to make them understand that what are the things that they need to do. And so that's what we've been trying to do in the last few years, and I must say that we've had a very open, very good ear from the Bougainville authorities and from the PNG authorities as well, who are actively pursuing this for the future.
According to ICRC, the PNG national government is in the process of adopting a policy on missing person from the conflict in Bougainville. This will give all institutions, including the PNG Defence Force, a mandate to work together with the ABG to provide answers to families. Accountability and criminal responsibility do not form part of this process, which is to be treated as humanitarian issues only.
Yes, we worked on highlighting the pain that exists here in Bougainville from the families of missing persons, and to highlight also the legal responsibilities of all the parties to the conflict to facilitate this process. But we raised some awareness, but the whole process must come and is coming from the authorities themselves and from the different stakeholders involved. So the Bougainville government passed this policy in September last year, and the Bougainville government is clearly taking the lead on this. Now the PNG government is also in the lead, and that's exactly as it should be, because they are the ones responsible, they are the ones with the authority, they are the ones with the means, and they are the ones with the understanding to do this. So it's fitting that that they are now in the lead, and the ICRC, we have our role to play, certainly, and this is recognized by all, but it's not a leadership role, it is a role of technical expertise. We've worked in many other contexts on this, so we have legal expertise, forensic expertise, psychosocial expertise, so it can be that role, and it's a role also as neutral intermediary between parties when trust is lacking, when there's a need for a neutral intermediary to be in charge.
August 30th this year, families of the missing persons marked the International Day of the Disappeared to remember their loved ones. Families of the missing persons hosted ceremonies in Arawa and Boka with the theme Still in Darkness and Waiting. Families of the missing persons have their own stories to tell. These stories were never told and said it's the right time now to share pain and lessen the burden.
That we can find our relatives where they are, but to me myself, I don't know if somebody knows them. They can tell us where they are now, but maybe we just like our dreams that we won't see them or we can't hear their voice anymore. So I'm happy when the Red Cross coming in and join us and helping us in some other ways, often ideas that good some policies was made. These things are supposed to be the government on the ground to do that, to make policies, because the case in Bougainville is very, very important. because we lost our loved ones in a civil war. It's not like the other people, there have been some accident and all this. This one was been lost in the civil war, and I think the government should look at it.
Kesa time mistablo araba care center lo White House. So all go bring him Mary blo big bro lo out sick. Na big bro em stab inside lo out sick one time. Mary blong him. Na night 12 o'clock all go kisim him. All go kisim him now all go put him lo greenhouse lo tokunari. Now all go question him. Lo morning all come na pick me. Me too all kissing me. But I all DF kissing barata. Me looking me all police. All police so all losing me and all kissing me go on top of section 16 one time big brother na one me narapla pop one me tripla boys. All been come down one time. So rousing me lo to pukas na all to you go back lo care center.
I have a brother by the name of Jimmy Nokino. I'm second born brother of me, where he been escorting on the patient come down. Patient with John Ono, as Sarah mentioned him earlier on. I'm only been escorting him come down on the 24th. Okay, the 25th. There were 4 of them, 4 people. So only been kissing out 2 past them on the 25th. That's John and Perol. Okay, on the 25th, they only been taking out brother Blomi Jimmy, one them narapla boy, narapla man again. Tam only been kissing all come, only been holy mall, na tam only been gala house sick, only been holy mall house sick, na kissing all come back again lo White House, lo Arawa center in lo town. Kissing all come back lo White House, na then lo next first morning, only rousing to Plago, and those 2 never came back.
Especially from worry too much because those 8 people from my village all know in joint fight. There's a fight long have now. Or even kissing or nothing. Now I'm even kidding. The same because we have to have distinction between our fight man now civilians. The same me being that concern on because all line or even lose 8 pa me on mention me or even lose only know in joining me long fight. Me second in command long area. Thank you.
Sa usulog lo plan di line lo kieta, all is still that dreadlock is tapa. Now meaning something is missing within the lives of the family. So gaman look long this la all heavy blow, papa mama blow missing persons. This will be still a big problem blow. Unless gaman come up with policy, don't try and assist him. Families to missing person will recover him. All the remains will all beginning you missed up where.
And reconciliation because hard true long good placing down long Bougainville. You know blow you meet us all long on blow you behind them. It's very important for the new generation to watch and see what's happening. So that all 2 by can behind him.
The missing persons policy is a way forward for both the national and autonomous Bougainville governments to strengthen peace and reconciliation and easing grief-burdened families who lost their loved ones during the civil war on the island. A pathway to enable solutions to grieving families to repatriate the remains of their loved ones.
Especially the sensitivity part of it, how we can carefully interpret what they're saying, how we can correctly disseminate information in the communities where all our volunteers are.
Issue of missing persons is just a beginning to be recognized as a humanitarian priority in PNG by all stakeholders, including both governments.
And I hope that one day Bougainville, I know it is free, but I also believe that I would not like to see war in Bougainville again. 23 years has passed, and we're still searching for our lost ones. Let's not repeat more missing people to come.
Life every day is heartbreaking, but full of hope, guided by Christian faith. What families want is for remains of their loved ones to be returned and for a decent burial be accorded. They're still in darkness and waiting to forgive.
The fathers and mothers, the wives, sons and daughters, uncles and aunties, we are still waiting for you to come home so that we can shake hands, hug together and share our tears with great love. Where are you now? Where are you now?
Forgive him more. And crisis to me over finish, peace me come, service me come, development me come. So me plan no think more long him. Me plan sabe osem. One day big money come, and by therapy men back.
Tiet we on satellite ni ben kile member oli ati kampo wot long me plana reconcile long me plana toke me plan long ha pole ben kile para tablan.
Kami kalau bisa plan silakan saat belum crisis. Toges ibn kalau push. Alirana wilang olo lebih elak antam bela sungkahet. Awali was stop lo.
Long tripla olgeta. Ebi bin giving tripla pen long mipla. Long time only die. Na coming up now today. Mipla woklo karim display pen yet. I think suppose all mipla simol bone long all. I think display by down in display pen long mipla.
Bougainville President Chief Dr. John Mumis said the missing persons policy will assist both governments with a proactive approach, implementing it for Bougainville's prosperity.
Government will find funds to build a appropriate monument to remember the missing persons.
Both the national and autonomous Bougainville government have commended the International Committee of Red Cross for opening the way. ICRC supports creation of missing persons, family associations, remembrance ceremonies, raising awareness in Bougainville and advising authorities in the Autonomous Region of Bougainville and Papua New Guinea to address this issue.
The ICRC has never seen a context of missing persons in which the people, the families affected by these events were so passionate about forgiveness and about recovering the remains of their loved ones for purely their own humanitarian purposes and not talking about accountability and justice of perpetrators. This is really quite unique in the world, and it's a very positive sign for success for the future, because obviously it will make it a lot easier for people to come forward with information and for the process to go smoothly without provoking any sensitivities.
The National Coordination for Bougainville Affairs told EMTV News the missing persons policy was completed and will be implemented.